Good morning everybody, welcome back to the Matt's Railway Adventures YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining me today, as pretty much 1 year ago today I did my first ever steam gala down at the South Devon Railway. So 1 year later I'm back at the South Devon Railway for the Winter Steam Gala. It is definitely the final gala of the year for this lot, because it'll be closing down, well, yeah, going into hibernation over the couple of months for winter. Yeah, we're ready to leave in a few minutes time. And the first engine we've got is one that have seen before and excited to see down here today. It is Newstead. From the Hunstead Engine Company, 1589. Before I came down here, it was at the Swindon Cricklade Railway doing its Santa Christmas services. Now I've also seen it at the Dean Forest Railway. This one I'm definitely very excited to see working this line today. It's a stunning little engine, really. One of 2 or 3 guest locomotives this weekend. I know we've got the traditional visiting on 2807 down from Gloucestershire, Warwickshire, and I think there might be one other, plus a couple of home ones. We've also just seen a diesel loco shunting some carriages around. So I'm going to get in the warm and I'll come back to you when we are either en route or at the first stop. Right, we've just arrived into Staverton and seen Newstead off. We will see Newstead again later on. It's such a beautiful little engine, such a wonderful story for it. Yeah, got a little bit of time here at Staverton. Have a little look around as always. Warm up, we'll try and warm up. And yeah, the next train for us is about 40ish minutes. It's nice to actually be down at the South Devon Railway when it's dry. 2 previous times I've been, it's been wet. It's definitely a nice station on the line in Staverton. It's a proper quintessential, what I call quintessential Heritage Line station.
That's fine.
Of course, we've also got the level crossing. You're right now. I'm going to go have a little explore. Right, as I've got a few minutes still before the next train I want, I've actually never had a little look around Staverton. And I found a river. But quite possibly it's the River Dart. You can see why South Devon Railway is such a nice railway heritage line to do, just looking at the scenery. Yeah, the step off station. Oh, hello little birdie. Don't know what birdie it was, but it was a tiny birdie that. Just go keep your eyes in the back of your head. Yeah. Yeah, scenery here at Staverton and this bridge over the river is amazing. It's third time lucky of getting a nice day here. Oh, there's a bird down there as well. A few minutes time we'll have Newstead due to come back through, going the other way, which we'll have to watch. Might actually watch Newstead come through from the level crossing, which would be good. Then yeah, we'll be able to walk back on ready for the one we want, which I believe is 2807, double header with something else. One fire tries to give you a view of the absolutely stunning here. Right, just arrived into Totnes Riverside. Just seen blew it back there unfortunately, but 2807. He's been down as normal doing all the Hurdle Express services here at the South Devon Railway. And it's on loan from the Gloucestershire Warwickshire Railway as always. So I imagine it'll head back up there in the near future. Yeah, shortly we'll then be back up the line to Staverton, where we then get a little while then again the next one. Yeah, there's 5 different locomotives working today, and so far I think I've seen 2 of them, but I think I should see all 5. So throughout the day it should be good. Yeah, 3rd time lucky. Previously times it's been cold and wet. Today it's cold but bright and sunny, which is lovely. As you can see behind me, Totnes Riverside, the town and Totnes mainline. That's just give a quick view of the station and all the carriages. You might also just be able to make out in the very far distance you've got the main line. So that's where the mainline connection is here at Totnes Riverside. Right, just arrived back into Staverton and it's suddenly got a little bit busier. Yeah, we've just come up behind, well, with 2807. Got a few minutes now, then we get the next couple, which is going to be, I'm not actually sure off the top of my head, should know, 2572 and 1369 as a double header. This will take us up to Buckfastleigh. Then that, I think, will be 4 out of the 5 seen. There might be one more to see. You can't actually see what I'm doing. We should still have at least one more visit and ride with Newstead as well, which will be good. Yeah, but a few minutes time we should be leaving Staverton again. Right, just seen 5526 leave Staverton, heading back towards Totnes. Our next one will be in very shortly, which is the auto car, or I believe, which is going to take us back to Buckfastleigh. On the back of the one we just seen leave, you had Newstead as well, who still looking extremely good on this little line and deserves to work bigger lines going forwards, which I'm sure he will, or she will. I've got to remember, all steam trains are female. Yeah, the next one will be coming in shortly, then yeah, it's back to Buckfastleigh for a little bit. And just look at how gorgeous a day we've got for this today. Got something reversing in night. Right, back in to Totnes Riverside now. Quick turnaround, we're heading almost straight back out again. This time it will be behind 55.26. Thinks that then that will, I think, tick off everything for us to ride behind today. So then, just yeah, try and have a bit more time with Newstead. Definitely my favourite loco of this Steam Gala. I got, looks like one coming in now. Yeah, 55.26 coming in. Yeah, right here we have got 55.26, which is going to be the last loco that we do need to see and ride by, then opening a tick back for the day. Yeah, another rather nice looking steamer, yeah. So here at Totnes Riverside, and it's about as close as I can probably get, where you can see where the main line meets the heritage line. As you can see, there's the main line. So going that way, next up would be Newton Abbot, and then you've got the connecting line into where we are. Yes, not bad views here either, really. I'm hoping that we might have seen either cross country or GWI come through tonight. Yep, there we go. Cross country circuit to Manchester Piccadilly. Well, this party Totnes up. Originally started back there. I finally managed to catch something on the main line from the heritage line. Right, so as just left Totnes Riverside, so a few minutes just to go over a bit about all the engines we've seen today. See, this first one that we've seen, and it's probably my favourite out of the 5 running, is 1589 Newstead. Now it's often dubbed the Lost Engine. It was originally built in 1929 and spent most of its life at a colliery in South Kirby before passing through a small handful of owners and ending up in the garden of a convent in Hertfordshire until 2016. It was an unexpected discovery which gained national interest and delighted enthusiasts after many thought the missing locomotive had been scrapped. It's had an intensive overhaul, and July last year Newstead hauled its first passenger trains in its 96-year life along the Norfolk Railway in Sheringham. It is an industrial saddle tank, and it's, yes, a very popular locomotive down here, and it's sharing it with fellow industrial saddle tank visitor Judy. So yes, that is a little bit of history about Newstead. So the second visitor for the weekend is one that's been here doing the Polar Express specials. That is the GWR Boot Class 2800 locomotive 2807. Seen it before here, and I think at Gloucestershire, Warwickshire. It is the oldest survivor of its class and the oldest GWR locomotive in use today, having been completed in 1905, so it's something like 120 odd years old and still looks as good as ever. It is on loan to the South Devon Railway, courtesy of owning group Cotswold Steam Preservation Limited and the home railway, the Gloucestershire Warwickshire Railway. Another spectacular heritage line. It's been in use down here hauling the Polar Express services, and yeah, the Steam Gala will be the only opportunity to travel behind the locomotive. It's appearing in its GWR wartime black. It is the 28 classes were heavy freight locomotives built to haul trains such as heavy coal trains through the Welsh valleys. It was based at a number of sheds across the GWR network, including near London, in South Wales, Hereford, and a short stint at Newton Abbot. And it is always a popular locomotive at any gala. And just give a chance to look at the view behind me. Right, so the third locomotive is 2572 Judy, and that was built in 1937 at Stafford Bagnall Works. It's one of a twin, Judy and Alfred. They were built at a low level to go under the low bridges in Cromwell's Power Docks, and that is where Judy had a hard working life hauling thousands of tons of China clay. It was withdrawn in 1969, and then Judy and Alfred gained a celebrity status, not least because of their unusual size and stature, but because they were some of the last working steam engines in Cornwall. Judy passed away sometime at a static display at the Will Martin China Clay Museum, and in 2002 she was handed to the Cornish Steam Locomotive Preservation Society, who secured a Heritage Lottery Award to fund her restoration, which was completed in 2009. As a dockyard engine, and having shared similar working histories with 1369, Judy will complement the Winter Steam Gala perfectly and offers visitors a great chance to go behind a unique locomotive. And it definitely did look cool when we did it with one of the others earlier on. Right, the engine we're currently riding behind is 5526, and so the 45XX and 4575 classes were favourites for branch line work over most of the Great Western Railway territory, of which Devon and Cornwall were no exceptions, and virtually all the branch lines in the two counties saw engines of one or other of the two types right up until the end of steam on British Railways Western region, or in many cases until the closure of the lines in question. The branch line from Totnes to Ashburton, aka the South Devon Railway, was no exception, and the 45XX class were used for the freight traffic. 5526 is a popular performer here down in the SDR, and is regularly hauling the U normal services, and it was appearing in the popular Great Western Green livery that it is currently liveried in. And last but not least, appearing this weekend is 1369, which reminds me a little bit of a duck locomotive if you ever watched Thomas the Tank Engine. It is a home locomotive, and it is a worthwhile inclusion to the Winter Steam Gala. It's plucky, reliable and charming, and it has been with the South Devon Railway since the early days of preservation, and is a favourite amongst the crews and the visitors. The 1366 class of GWR locomotive was designed by C.B. Collett. They were built to replace aging Cornwall Mineral Railway locomotives such as the BT well tank, and they were primarily used for shunting around dockyards. It was built in Swindon, but it actually started its railway life at Weymouth Docks, and it was known to regularly work the Channel Islands boat trains. After leaving Weymouth, they moved to Cornwall and Weybridge, where it worked the Wenford Bridge China Clay trains. It remained in service until 1964, and then it was purchased by the Dart Valley Railway for preservation. So that, yep, is the 5 locomotives in action and a little bit of history about all of them. I'm sure you'll agree, they all look amazing. Newstead and 5526 are doing a very good job coming down the line here. Just stopped out at red semaphore signal, so there's probably something ahead of us. Yeah, the South Devon Railway definitely put a very, very good event gala here. All the engines here suit the line perfectly. I can't fault it one bit. Personally, for me, star of the show, of course, I'm going to be biased because they do said, but all of them, yeah, really do suit the line, suit the event. Well done, South Devon Railway. You put on a blooming good gala here. my life, hoping there she feels. Well, as there's nothing going on here, I'll just go quickly show you Totnes Riverside station. It is dark, just waiting on Newstead and 1369 to come in, and then that will be the final run of the 2026 South Devon Railway Winter Steam Gala. I actually did not plan on staying out all day for this, but it's Newstead. It's a stunning, beautiful little engine. Oh, hello. What the? That's a one. That was a 150 going out of Totnes. I didn't know the 150s came down this far. But I was saying, as per usual, it's a cab. But I have to admit, I have been blinking lucky today with the weather. It's been lovely. Yeah, cold, but sunny. And that's just added to how blinking, stunningly gorgeous the South Devon Railway actually is. There you go, that's just the best I can do. Still got a little bit of light blue in the sky. Newstead 1369 should be in like 10ish, or defining about 10, but they are running back. It could even be a triple header, which would be extremely interesting to see what the third one would be. I can hear the whistles. Okay, what's it all about? I'll come back when the trains arrive. Here we go. Right, final trains of the day coming in here at Totnes Riverside. At the back we've got Newstead. I'll never get bored of seeing this little loco. And from Staverton back to Buckfastleigh, it is going to be a triple header. We're also going to have Judy connecting up with Newstead and 1369. So that is going to be something to see and experience.
Totnes, this is Totnes Riverside. Please mind the gap to the train and the edge of the platform for the lights of the train, and do remember to take all your belongings with you. If any passengers head towards Totnes Town or Totnes Mainline Railway Station, be prepared for some space for the train, pass the gate notice and follow the path.
A bit dark here, mate. Right, we're on the last leg of the journey now, heading back to Buckfastleigh with the triple header with Newstead, Judy and 1369. Judy at the front then needs to then 1369 connects to all the coaches. So yeah, it's time to wrap this video up here. So thank you very much for joining me today as I've been down for the second time for the Steam Gala here at the South Devon Railway. Pretty much a year to the date to my first ever time here, my first ever Steam Gala. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the content and seeing all the different steam locomotives, then please remember to do all your normal good stuff, like, subscribe, share, comment, and let me know in the comments which out of the 5 locos we've seen today is your favourite. And until next time, I'll talk to everybody very, very soon. So yeah, from somewhere between Staverton and Buckfastleigh on the South Devon Railway, it is puff puff for now.